Alright, hello world. I'm gonna upload another quick video today. This one is about two wide hidden seamless staircase. It's pretty cool. I made a video about this a while back on my channel, one of my only videos. This is just an updated version with observer blocks. It's much more compact. It's not the world's smallest. I forget the name. I'll see if maybe I can link it. Somebody has a really small one out there, but obviously they make sacrifices in terms of like in sync and speed and all that, but this one was just a remade version with the same layout as last time. Well, slightly different layout to be simpler. Cool. And then the dimensions of this are, let's see, if you include the floor, it's going to be 5 by 5 by 15. And I forget the volume. I'll have to put that in the description somewhere. Alright, so let's just see it in action. It's not the most in sync, but it's pretty quick. And I just use glass everywhere except for these. These have to be solid since they power pistons. And yeah, so you can see it's seamless. There's no pistons or anything showing. Yeah, and it closes up pretty quick too. Unfortunately, this first layer right here is always a little bit out of sync with the rest, but it's sacrifices you make for size. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty nifty. It was actually the first thing I built with observer blocks. I had, not played in a couple years. I saw the observers. I was like, okay, let's make something cool. So that's what I did. Alright, let's get into the tutorial. I'm just going to build one for you real quick. It's not that long. Alright, so map out where you want your stairs. This is where your stairs are going to be. The actual contraption is only 4 stairs long. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is, the next part of your wall. And again, I didn't mention, this is continuable, which is nice. So you can just continue your staircase down if you wanted to. Alright, so map out where you want your stairs, these 4. Here's your floor level. It's going to take, 5 wide, like I said earlier, and 5 tall, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's get into the build. I forget how to, that's how you do that. Okay, I'm going to start at the floor level with some observers, so just follow along. Underneath the first stair block that you want to be there, so 1 from, the farthest right side where I'm looking at. Underneath, let's just go down a bit, and we're going to place something on the bottom level, which is, again, 5 below the surface. So just maybe place 3 blocks below your stairs. We're going to start right there. So this is our floor level. So I have an observer facing down, another observer facing down, and then have observers facing out of those ones like this. And then right here, we're going to have observers facing down on the side of those, and pointing out of those, another observer, and then pointing inwards from that. Okay? And then I'm going to delete these for now, and we'll put them back later now that we already have our foundation. Okay, and then on the side of this observer, place a redstone lamp, and then again, just change some observer blocks around. Same thing over here. And we're going to place 2 sticky pistons, like that, and then we can just put our stair blocks back if you want to. Alright, and then on top here, have 2 upwards facing observers, and then 2 more on that row too. And then you can again put your stair blocks back for now, and then put a block here and a block here, so that we can run a line of redstone, just like this, across the lamps and observers that are facing down. Okay. Alright, now from the side of this redstone, place a block, and then this block here, so that we can have a repeater facing into that block on 2 ticks. Out of that repeater, I have another block with another repeater facing in, and it's going to be on 1 ticks this time. 1 tick, my bad. Into this, have another repeater with a redstone dust, just like that. And then here, we're going to extend this, so we're going to have a redstone dust coming out of this block, 1 tick repeater with another one of these, and then another 1 tick repeater. This is actually just to redirect the redstone without messing up some redstone here, which you'll see later. Alright, now we're going to place 3 regular pistons starting on this block here, on the outside dimension of our build. So 3 here and 3 there. On both of these, you're going to want 2 upwards facing sticky pistons, and then a block, the block that you want to be part of your wall for the seamless part, here and here. Okay, and then here we're going to have, out of these redstones that we placed, we're going to have upwards facing observers, 2 observers facing out of those, and then the blocks just taking the signal from those observers. And then from these 2, you're going to put a bunch of regular facing pistons right here. Alright, here you can put regular sticky pistons, and then right next to them 2 more. And we're gonna do just regular blocks that are gonna both be part of our wall once we put our stairs down. And then these are also gonna be the blocks that, get pushed up to be part of your floor when it's hidden. Okay, I'm gonna start deleting this glass structure since it's getting in the way now. Alright, here we're gonna have an observer facing upwards out of the repeater, and another observer facing out of the dust. We're going to put a block above that one, and then next to it 2 more blocks so we can have a redstone and a 3-tick repeater. Okay. Out of this observer, have another upwards facing observer, and then an observer facing out of this direction. Put a sticky piston here underneath that. Don't put a block here, that'll blood power. And then we're just going to place a block here. This is a toggle thing that's going to work. So just make sure it's on this position, not that position, when you're building it with the stairs out like this. And then have 2 observer blocks facing this way out of that block, facing into a solid block, to power some pistons. Okay. Out of this 3-tick repeater we placed, put 2 redstone lamps like this, and then put observer blocks facing out of those, blocks out of those, and then 2 sticky pistons, and then some more wall/floor blocks right here. Okay, now going back down here, we're going to have a block. We're going to have a redstone torch on top of that block, and then facing into this block, we're going to have a repeater with a block behind it. Redstone dust pointing to that. This is why we redirected that redstone earlier, so put the redstone dust. And then another block. 3 1-tick repeaters, and then we'll get back to this later. And on top of the torch, you're going to put a block. Out of that, a 2-tick repeater. 3-tick repeater, another 3-tick. You can change up these as long as it adds up to 8. Right? Yeah, 8. Okay, I'm going to finish deleting all these, my bad. Okay, out of this 1-tick repeater, have a observer block facing up, and out of this repeater right here, have an observer block facing this direction. And then put a block for both of those that feeds into this line of redstone next to these sticky pistons. Okay. Now we're going to finish this half of the build. Alright, 1 away from here, so not here like last time, we're going to put a block right here, okay? And again, we're going to have a 2-tick repeater with a 1-tick repeater facing into that like that, okay? And we're going to have a block here as well. And then like before, we're going to place our 3 pistons. You can place them like this, or you could place them like this, because right now it's in the extended position. And then you're going to have your wall blocks here for to look seamless. And then out of this redstone dust, we want a block with a torch on it. And then we're going to need to grab a dropper and a hopper for a second. And then also a comparator. Alright. So, put your dropper facing this way out of your torch. And then facing into that dropper is your hopper. Put 1 item in when you're in your dropper. It can be any item. Doesn't matter. It's only 1 signal strength. Comparator facing out of that, facing into a block, and out of this block we're going to take. I need a repeater. So a 3-tick repeater facing out of that into this line right here. All right. This one. I need observer blocks again. My bad. Okay. Facing out of this comparator, have an observer block facing this direction. And then out of that one, you want to chain another observer block, and then 1 more observer block facing up. Out of this dropper, you're going to have an upward facing one as well. And out of both of these, have 2 facing this direction with blocks on their ends. And that's where we're going to put some more regular pistons. And then here, for this one, we're going to put a block, to be seamless again. You don't need it here since you won't see that. Okay, where were we? Alright, now we're going to finish this little line right here. Put a block here, redstone dust, and we're going to go up a little bit so we can avoid this redstone torch back there. So we're going to make a line of redstone dust like this. Okay. Face that into a block, and out of that block have a 3-tick repeater. And then out of the repeater facing upwards, an observer block. And this observer block is pointed into a block, and next to that we're going to have some redstone, okay? We're going to take the redstone out 1 more block and do a 3-tick repeater. And out of this redstone on the side, we're going to be facing an observer block out, an observer block, and another observer block. Underneath that, right here, you're going to put a sticky piston again with the block extended, just like that one. And you're going to put 1, 2, 3 observer blocks facing out of that into a block. here you're gonna put 2 more redstone lamps like there. You're gonna have 2 observer blocks facing into a block, and then you're gonna have your sticky pistons again. Okay, and that should be the entire build. So if I were to grab a lever, and you don't need this, redstone dust if you have the lever right here, but you can put the lever anywhere or just have a redstone input as long as it's faced, doesn't mess up the direction of that. Okay. So that's it closing, and then opening back up again. And then here's your floor level, you could just fill that in, and we'll see what it looks like with, solid blocks as opposed to glass, like last time. And then, yeah, right, okay, sorry. Make sure you don't accidentally click a repeater and change the timing or anything. Okay, close it, and then open. And again, you can always continue your staircase down, just like this, and have your walls and stuff, and it doesn't matter because there's no components down here. Okay, I hope you liked that. Hope maybe this tutorial helps someone, and catch you next time.